Welcome to this evening's performance of Home Service, presented by the Madrid Players. Tonight's show is dedicated to the memory of Kate Seeley, or Kathy, as she was known to many, who sadly passed away in January of this year. Kate was the driving force behind the show, since its conception in the Madrid Players Playreading Group, which took place in the warm surroundings of her home each Monday. Kate's kindness, cheerfulness, laughter, and love was a source of energy and inspiration for us all. This loss remains tremendously saddening. However, our hope is that in finally being able to share our work, this will act as a tribute to her many triumphs, on stage and off. We hope you enjoyed this radio show, and that the finished product is something Kate would be proud of.
Our dear beloved friend Kathy has graced the stage of the Madrid Players many times and for many years, and was going to perform yet again in the onstage production of Home Service last April. When she left us in January, prematurely and so unexpectedly, one of the first things that hit me during my grief was that she wasn't going to be part of the show that she was so instrumental in making happen. And then came COVID, and the show was canceled. But after careful thought, it was decided that we would broadcast Home Service instead of waiting to take it to the stage at a later date. And now, 8 months later, through this strange twist of fate, Kathy will be joining us for this online production of Home Service by being with us in the way she can be. And as life would have it, her contribution to the show will live on for posterity, which naturally gladdens my heart. For me, what has happened demonstrates just how intensely bittersweet life can be. So here's to you, Kathy Kate. We hope we've made you proud. We miss you. I miss you.
Here is the weather forecast for those of you planning your summer holiday weekend. London and southeast England, scattered showers, winds light to moderate, becoming stronger later with more rain overnight. Southwest England, South Wales, rain becoming heavier later with some wind tonight and more rain tomorrow. Colder air spreading from the north over the weekend. North Wales, central England, rain in the morning with thunderstorms and heavy rain in the afternoon. Hailstorms with lightning and gusty winds becoming stronger overnight. Risk of flooding in low-lying areas. North of England, fog at first becoming rainy and windy later with a risk of sleet and snow on high ground and icy patches on some roads. Driving snow and blizzards tomorrow. Outlook, poor. Southern Scotland, Northern Ireland, freezing fog followed by gales, ice, sleet, drifting and snow in the afternoon. Hurricane Boadicea expected later with extreme rainfall, landslides, severe winds and widespread destruction of property. Northern Scotland, total atmospheric disintegration leading to high-energy solar gamma ray bursts and liquid nitrogen condensation over the Atlantic, which will freeze solid. Supersonic winds will destroy everything in their path, deteriorating progressively over the coming days. And now, Amelia Gentleprod introduces our next programme, Countryside Walks with My Newly Manicured Poodle.
Hello, everybody, and especially to poodle lovers everywhere. Today, we'll be completing the circumnavigation of Catwich Airport with Horace, my darling poodle puppy. I never know whether to say poodle puppy or puppy poodle. Anyway, he's definitely top dog in our household. Say hello, Horace.
Hello.
Today, Horace is wearing a rhinestone sequined Harris tweed collar with nickel-plated fittings and a matching lead of woven hand-strangled patterns. If David should come on a bit showery later, I have his lace-trimmed dogbrella in my handy doggy bag. Stop that, Horace. I said stop it. Stop. No. Give to Mummy. Horace. Horace, stop that.
And that's all we've got time for this week. Next week, Amelia will be telling us about useful things to do with old nutcrackers. And now for something completely different.
Is this the right room for an argument?
I've told you once.
No, you haven't.
Yes, I have.
When?
Just now.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
You didn't.
I did.
You didn't.
I'm telling you I did.
You did not.
Oh, I'm sorry. Is this the 5-minute argument or the full half hour?
Ah, just the 5 minutes.
Just the 5 minutes, thank you. Anyway, I did.
You most certainly did not.
Now let's get one thing clear. I most definitely told you.
Oh, no, you didn't.
Oh, yes, I did.
Oh, no, you didn't.
Oh, yes, I did.
No, you didn't.
Oh, yes, I did.
Oh, look, this isn't an argument.
Yes, it is.
No, it isn't. It's just contradiction.
No, it isn't.
It is.
It is not.
You just contradicted me.
No, I didn't.
You did.
No.
You did just then.
Nonsense.
Oh, this is futile.
No, it isn't.
Yes, it is. I came here for a good argument.
Ah, no, you didn't. You came here for an argument.
An argument isn't just contradiction.
Well, it can be.
No, it can't. An argument is a connected series of statements intended to establish a proposition.
No, it isn't.
Yes, it is. It isn't just contradiction.
Look, if I argue with you, I must take up a contrary position.
Yes, but it isn't just saying, no, it isn't.
Yes, it is.
No, it isn't.
Yes, it is.
No, it isn't.
Yes, it is.
No, it isn't. Argument is an intellectual process. Contradiction is just the automatic gainsaying of anything the other person says.
It is not.
It is.
Not at all.
It is.
Thank you. That's it.
What?
That's it. Good morning.
But I was just getting interested.
I'm sorry, the 5 minutes is up.
That was never 5 minutes just now.
I'm afraid it was.
No, it wasn't.
I'm sorry, I'm not allowed to argue anymore.
What?
If you want to go on arguing, you'll have to pay for another 5 minutes.
But that was never 5 minutes just now. Oh, come on. Oh, this is ridiculous.
I told you I'm not allowed to argue unless you pay.
No, all right. There you are.
Thank you.
Well?
Well, what?
That was never 5 minutes just now.
I told you I'm not allowed to argue unless you've paid.
Well, I just paid.
No, you didn't.
I did.
You didn't.
I did.
You didn't.
I don't want to argue about it.
Well, I'm very sorry, but you didn't pay.
Aha. Well, if I didn't pay, why are you arguing? Ha 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 ha! Gotcha.
No, you haven't.
Yes, I have. If you're arguing, I must have paid.
Not necessarily. I could be arguing in my spare time.
Oh, I've had enough of this.
No, you haven't.
Oh, shut up.
Hello, Arthur. This is your mother. Do you remember me?
Mom, I was just going to call you. Isn't that a funny thing? You know, I had my hand on the phone.
You were supposed to call me last Friday.
Oh, I know. I just didn't have a second. And I could cut my throat. I was busy.
Arthur, I sat by that phone all day Friday.
Mom, I was working.
All day Friday night.
Mother, I was in the lab.
All day Saturday.
Mom,
and all day Sunday.
Mom,
And your father finally says, Phyllis, eat something. You'll faint. But I said, no, Harry, no. I don't want my mouth to be full when our son calls.
Mom.
And you never called.
Mother, I'm sending up a rocket. I didn't have a second.
Well, it's always something, isn't it?
All right, Mom. Look.
You know, Arthur, I'm sure all those other scientists there have mothers. And I'm sure they all find time after their breakfast or before their count-off.
Countdown.
To pick up a phone and call their mothers.
Mom, listen now that you have me on the phone.
And you know how I worry.
Well, that's the point.
I can't help it.
I can know how you are. How are you?
I'm sick.
I'm sorry to hear that. What's wrong?
Nothing. Well, you know what it is, Arthur.
Yeah.
It's the same thing it's always been.
Yeah, sure.
It's my nerves.
Yeah.
And I went to the doctor, and he tells me, he
Yeah.
says, listen, Mrs. Wife, you are a very nervous, very high-strung woman.
God knows that's true.
And you can't stand the slightest aggravation.
Well, no, Mom.
So I said, Doctor, I know that.
Yeah.
And you know, I know that.
Yeah.
I said, but you see, Doctor,
Yeah.
I have this son.
Please, Mom!
And he's very busy. And it's the truth, he is, he's busy. I said, you see, Doctor, he's too busy to pick up a phone and call his mother.
Mom, I want you to tell me.
Arthur, when I said that to him, that man turned pale.
Mother.
He said, Mrs. Weiss, I have been a doctor for 35 years.
Please, Mom.
And I never heard of a son too busy to call his mother.
I know, Mom, but
That's just what he said to me, Arthur.
I know.
And Arthur, that man is a doctor.
Mother, please, would you tell me what did the doctors say they're going to do with you?
Well, I may be in the hospital for a while.
Wait, the hospital? What are they going to do?
Well, they'll x-ray my nerves.
Mother, why don't you let me know? All you have to do is drop me a line and I will pick you up.
No, I don't want to aggravate you. Oh, and how about you? How's your toenail?
Mother, listen to me, please. Please, just don't worry.
Arthur, what does that mean? Honey, what does that mean, don't worry?
Well, nothing actually. I don't know. I said the first thing that came into my head.
Arthur, I'm a mother.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. And I know what it's...
What's the use of talking? You know, you're very young. Someday, honey, you'll get married.
Mom.
And you'll have children of your own.
Mom, please.
And honey, when you do, I can only pray that they make you suffer the way you're making me suffer. That's all I pray, Arthur. That's a mother's prayer.
Okay, Mom, thanks for calling.
Well, listen, I hope I didn't make you feel bad.
Are you kidding? I feel awful.
Oh, honey, if I could believe that, I'd be the happiest mother in the world.
A middle-class English interior with English armchairs. An English evening. Mr. Smith, an Englishman, seated in his English armchair and wearing English slippers, is smoking his English pipe and reading an English newspaper near an English fire. He is wearing English spectacles and a small grey English moustache. Beside him, in another English armchair, Mrs. Smith, an English woman, is darning some English socks. A long moment of English silence.
Says here that Bobby Watson died.
My God, the poor man. When did he die?
Why do you pretend to be astonished? You know very well that he's been dead these past 2 years. Surely you remember that we attended his funeral a year and a half ago.
Oh, yes, of course I do remember. I remembered it right away. But I don't understand why you yourself were so surprised to see it in the paper.
It wasn't in the paper. It's been 3 years since his death was announced. I remembered it through an association of ideas.
What a pity. He was so well preserved.
He was the handsomest corpse in Great Britain. He didn't look his age. Poor Bobby. He'd been dead for 4 years and he was still warm, a veritable living corpse. And how cheerful he was.
Poor Bobby.
Which poor Bobby do you mean?
It is his wife that I mean. She is called Bobby too, Bobby Watson. Since they both had the same name, you could never tell one from the other when you saw them together. It was only after his death that you could really tell which was which. And there are still people today who confuse her with the deceased and offer their condolences to him. Do you know her?
I only met her once, by chance, at Bobby's burial. Fortunately, they had no children.
That was all they needed. Children. Poor woman. How could she have managed?
She's still young. She might very well remarry. She looks so well in mourning.
But who would take care of the children? You know very well that they have a boy and a girl. What are their names?
Bobby and Bobby are like their parents. Bobby Watson's uncle, old Bobby Watson, is a rich man and very fond of the boy. He might very well pay for Bobby's education.
That would be proper. And Bobby Watson's aunt, old Bobby Watson, might very well in her turn pay for the education of Bobby Watson, Bobby Watson's daughter. That way Bobby Watson's mother, could remarry. Has she anyone in mind?
Yes, a cousin of Bobby Watson's.
Who? Bobby Watson?
Which Bobby Watson do you mean?
Why, Bobby Watson, the son of old Bobby Watson, the late Bobby Watson's other uncle.
No, it's not that one. It's someone else. It's Bobby Watson, the son of old Bobby Watson, the late Bobby Watson's aunt.
Are you referring to Bobby Watson, the commercial traveller?
All the Bobby Watsons are commercial travellers.
What a difficult trade. However, they do well at it.
Yes, when there's no competition.
And when is there no competition?
On Tuesdays, Thursdays and Tuesdays.
Ah, 3 days a week. And what does Bobby Watson do on those days?
He rests, he sleeps.
But why doesn't he work those 3 days if there's no competition?
I don't know everything. I can't answer all your idiotic questions.
Oh, are you trying to humiliate me?
You know very well that I'm not.
Men are all alike. You sit there all day long, a cigarette in your mouth, or you powder your nose and rouge your lips 50 times a day, or else you drink like a fish.
Well, what would you say if you saw men acting like women do? Smoking all day long, powdering, rouging their lips, drinking whiskey?
It's nothing to me. But if you're only saying that to annoy me, I don't care for that kind of joking. You know that very well.
Oh, my little ducky daddles. What a little spitfire you are. You know that I only said it as a joke. What a ridiculous pair of old lovers we are. Come, let's put out the lights and go bye-byes.
I'm the maid. I have spent a very pleasant afternoon. I've been to the cinema with a man, and I've seen a film with some women. And after the cinema, we went to drink some brandy and milk and then read the newspaper.
I hope that you spent a pleasant afternoon, that you went to the cinema with a man and that you drank some brandy and milk.
And the newspaper.
Mr. and Mrs. Martin, your guests are at the door. They were waiting for me, but they didn't dare come in by themselves. They were supposed to have dinner with you this evening.
Oh, yes, we were expecting them. And we were hungry. Since they didn't put in an appearance, we were going to start dinner without them. We've had nothing to eat all day. You should not have gone out.
But it was you who gave me permission.
We didn't do it on purpose.
I bought me a table pot.
My dear Mary, please open the door and ask Mr. and Mrs. Martin to step in. We will change quickly.
Why have you come so late? You are not very polite. People should be punctual, do you understand? Well, sit down there anyway and wait now that you're here.
And now, the shipping forecast issued by the Met Office on behalf of the Maritime and Coast Guard Agency at 00:15 hours on Saturday, the 26th of December, 1967. There are warnings of gales in Viking, North Utsira, Forties, Cromarty, Portland, Plymouth, Lundy, Fastnet, Irish Sea. The area forecast for the next 24 hours: Viking, North Utsira, South Utsira, Southerly or southwesterly 5 to 7, increasing gale 8 at times, moderate or rough. Showers, good. 40s, Cromarty. Southwest 4 or 5, backing south 6 to gale 8, then veering southwest 5 to 7 later. Rough or very rough. Rain, good, occasionally poor. 4th, Tyne, Dogger. Southerly or southwesterly 5 to 7, increasing 6 or 7, perhaps gale 8 at times. Moderate or rough. Showers, good. Fisher, German Bight. South or southwest 5 to 7, moderate, occasionally rough at first. Showers at first, rain later, good, occasionally moderate later. Humber, Thames. Southwest 5 to 7, backing south 6 to gale 8 for a time later, slight or moderate, squally showers, then rain or drizzle. Good, becoming moderate.